I think from an education perspective, what's most exciting about this visit is that there are more American students than ever before studying Chinese. By some estimates, over the last 3 or 4 years, we've seen a 200% increase in the number of Americans studying Chinese, which is a great sign for the future of this relationship. And I think we really need a next generation of Americans who are prepared to speak Chinese, to interact with the Chinese leadership, and to really be the stewards of this relationship going forward. What's even more important, though, I think, going forward for the field is to build Chinese language programs in the United States that are high quality and that connect students with a larger set of global skills that they're going to need for success in the 21st century. I think that if you look at what's going on in China, there are over 300 million Chinese students studying English. And so for the foreseeable future, most communication between Americans and Chinese will continue to take place in English. But I think it'll be a wonderful thing if in the future we can have more Americans who are prepared to speak Chinese and to be, as I said, the stewards of this relationship going forward. President Obama, as you probably know, committed on his last visit to China to sending 100,000 American students to China. And again, I think that it's really important to have this emphasis on numbers, more Americans interacting with China. But what we're trying to do here at Asia Society through our work is to really promote the development of higher quality Chinese language programs that can help students understand the larger context, not only in which Chinese is spoken, but in which the U.S.-China relationship is happening on a day-to-day basis. And so I think that President Obama has already committed very strongly to building educational exchanges between the U.S. and China. And I think the step now is for those of us in the field who are working on the ground to build those partnerships, to do a better job of making them meaningful, sustainable, and long-standing. I think it's imperative that America continues to, again, train a next generation of Americans who will be ready to deal with China and build a cooperative and constructive relationship with China. It's become a cliche that the U.S.-China relationship is arguably the critical relationship for the future of the world, both in terms of global prosperity, global stability, climate change, and all of these important issues. I think if we allow this relationship to be one-sided, that is, all of these Chinese students who can speak English and understand America, I think we also need a strong cadre of American students for that next generation of leadership who understand and can engage China on its own terms and also with the best interests of the United States in mind. I think one of the most important things is that your Chinese programs in American schools are more than just a class in a school building, but that the students are actually having the opportunity to engage and interact with students in China. We're doing this through a program that we have that connects a network of 100 exemplary Chinese programs in the U.S. with 100 schools in China. And I think that the most important thing that will come out of this is American students and Chinese students building long-lasting friendships and relationships that can, again, create the infrastructure, really, for the future of the U.S.-China relationship.